So in the last class we have discussed about the magnetic property of the d block elements. In that we have discussed what do you mean by diamagnetic substances, what do you mean by paramagnetic substances, and what do you mean by ferromagnetic substances. Also we have discussed, that is, calculation of magnetic moment by using the formula and the unit, and the same time we have compared the two elements or ions and we have explained why one is diamagnetic and other one is paramagnetic in nature. Similarly, the next property you are going to discuss, that is color property of the d block elements. So in the color property of d block elements, so many d block elements are colored, and this colored property is exhibited by the d block elements, or most of the d block element shows the colored property because of unpaired electrons. So unpaired electrons are responsible for the color property here. And if in the elements or in the ions no unpaired electrons, then that substance or that compound or that ions are colorless in nature. Means the colored property of the d block elements, it depends on the unpaired electrons. So any d block element, if it is colored, that is due to unpaired electron. This is very important point you have to remember here. Now next you are going to discuss why, because of unpaired electron, the d block element shows the color property. So look here, there are the two energy levels in the d block elements. So look here, you know that the d block elements is consist of the partially filled d subshell. In the d subshell you are going to have 5 orbital, 4, 5, so dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square. These two are separated into two sets. One set of the 3 orbitals and other one set of the 2 orbitals. Here this is called as T2G set and this is called as EG set. Now here you have the two energy levels and there is a gap in between, so that it is responsible for the color property. This gap is responsible. What happens here, when the unpaired electrons are there in the lower energy orbital, so lower energy orbital or lower energy level is T2G here. When the light falls on it, so delta E, the light falls on it, then the electron jumps from lower energy orbital to higher energy orbital. But it cannot remain for the longer time in the higher energy orbital. Again it falls back or come back. But when it falls back, it emits the energy. It emits the energy. It emits the light. It emits the radiation. Therefore, it shows the color. Means unless you have the unpaired electron, that it is not going to jump from lower to higher, and it is not going to fall back or going to emit the energy here. Therefore, to show the color property or to get the color property, the unpaired electron is a must in the lower energy orbital here or lower energy level here. So this gap is very less. Therefore, a very small amount of light is also sufficient to get the color. Therefore, you have to remember here the d block element shows the color property because of unpaired electron. So in examination, not necessary to explain this. This is for CET and JEE examination I have explained this. But in examination, in theory paper, what they are going to ask, why the d block element shows the color property. The d block element shows or gives the color property because of presence of unpaired electron in it. They have unpaired electron, therefore it shows the color property. This is the one reason you are going to remember here. Other than this, one more question can be asked. So look here, you have discussed here the unpaired electrons are required. But in the 3D series, in d block elements, we have discussed there are some elements which they don't have the unpaired electron. For example, you are going to have copper. Copper, what is the electronic configuration? Argon 4s1 3d10 it is there. So this 3d10 means you don't have unpaired electron. No unpaired electron. Whereas if you take scandium, scandium you are going to have argon 4s2 3d1 it is there. So here one unpaired electron. So here you can see the scandium is having one unpaired electron and copper is having d10, no unpaired electron in it. Therefore you know the condition for the color property, there must be a unpaired electron. So you tell me which is the colored one and which is the colorless. Of course the scandium is colored because it is having the unpaired electron, and copper does not have the unpaired electron, therefore it is colorless in nature. So in exam, how they will ask, they will give the two elements or ions and they will ask one is colored, they will ask to explain one is colored and other one is colorless. For example, if you compare copper and scandium, they will ask in the exam, show that copper is colorless and scandium is a colored. So copper you have to write electronic configuration and you have to write no unpaired electron. Scandium you have to write electronic configuration and you have to write one unpaired electron, and you have to write conclusion that the scandium is having one unpaired electron, therefore it is colored compound, and copper is colorless in nature here. This is what you are going to remember in the color property here. So this is the one more property you have discussed, that is the color property. So after this, the next property we will discuss, that is the complex formation. That is what? Complex formation. So here this complex formation is possible only with d block elements. So d block elements gives the complex formation. Before that, you should know what do you mean by complex compound or what do you mean by coordination compound here. Here the complex formation. So what is mean by complex? Complex is nothing but the salt. Complex is nothing but the salt here. You know the simple salt. So if you take NaCl, this is called as simple salt. If you take K2SO4, Al2SO4 thrice 24H2O, this is your double salt, and the complex compound or complex salt is nothing but K3FeCN6 or CuNH3 4SO4. These two are complex compounds or complex salts. So look here, what is the difference between simple salt, double salt and complex salt here? Simple salt is having one cation and one anion. So look here, you are having Na plus, this is a cation, Cl minus is anion. Here in the double salt, you are going to get K plus and Al plus 3. So you are going to have two cations. So here one cation, one anion. Simple salt contains one cation and one anion. Double salt contains two cation or two anion. And the complex salt or the complex compound is nothing but having the complex ion. So look here, here you are having ionizable ions, but here if you get CuNH3 4, this is in square bracket, and this is the complex ion. If you take this compound K3FeCN6, so you are going to have, this is the complex ion here. The compound or the salt which is having the complex ion, that is called as the complex compound. No doubt, exact definition and in detail you are going to discuss in the next topic, that is the complex compound or coordination compound. Here time being you have to remember, the complex compound is nothing but the compound which is having the complex ion. It is nothing but the salt, but which is having the complex ion here. So now here our point of discussion is the D block elements gives the complex formation. So we have given, so now I will concentrate only on the complex compound. So look here, you have the two complex compound, one is K3FeCN6. So I will write once again. So you are having K3FeCN6, correct? So in this complex compound, you are going to have Fe. What is Fe? Fe is a D block element. I will write one more complex compound, CuNH3 4SO4. So in this complex compound you are going to have Cu. So in these two complex compound you are going to have Fe is D block element, and in this Cu is D block element. Means you can say the complex formation or the complex compounds are formed because of these D block elements here, because of this Fe here, because of Cu here, because of Ni here. So many examples you can give where you can find out the D block elements gives the complex formation here. So here what is the property? Complex formation. D block elements gives the complex formation. You understood about the complex property, complex salt or complex formation here. Now we are going to explain why the D block element gives the complex formation. Here the reason you have to remember. So in the exam also you are going to get the same things, same questions. Why the D block elements exhibits the complex formation or shows complex formation or gives complex formation. D block elements gives the complex formation because of, first reason is there, they have vacant D orbitals. So in the D block elements we have the vacant D orbital, therefore these D block elements shows the complex formation. Second one, this D block elements is having greater charge. Charge is greater. Okay. +2, +3, +4, +5. Likewise, you have the charge. And the greater charge is possessed by the D block elements. And at the same time, they have the smaller atomic size. Smaller atomic size. So, vacant D orbital, greater charge and smaller atomic size. Because of these three reasons, the D block elements gives the complex formation here. So D block elements gives the complex formation because of the following three reasons. First one is a vacant D orbital, second one is the greater charge, and third one is the smaller atomic size here. So if they ask in the exam why the D block elements gives the complex formation, then you need to write these three conditions or these three reasons: because of vacant D orbital, because of greater charge, and because of smaller atomic size. D block elements gives the complex formation here. This is for theory examination. Now on this part, which that IIT or CET, NEET, which questions you are going to get? Here the polarizing power. Here the polarizing power is deciding. Polarizing power. Here higher polarizing power, or you can say polarizing power of D block element is very high. Is very high. Therefore, the D block element gives the complex formation. Got it? So in terms of polarizing power, you can explain the complex formation. So any compound, if it is having the higher polarizing power, then it gives the complex formation. Now the question arises, why the d block elements gives the high polarizing power? The polarizing power is calculated by charge divided by atomic size. Charge divided by what? Atomic size here. So charge divided by atomic size gives the polarizing power, and we know that in the d block elements you are going to have greater charge and smaller atomic size. So charge is there in the numerator, size is there in the denominator. So charge numerator is higher or greater, and you can say here numerator is greater, and here atomic size is what? Smaller. And because of this ratio, you are going to get definitely the polarizing power is high. So why the d block elements gives the high polarizing power? In the d block elements, you are going to get greater charge and smaller atomic size. Charge is in the numerator and smaller atomic size is in the denominator. Therefore, ultimately the answer is going to get, that is polarizing power, will be very high. Got it? So for CET and a competitive exam, you have to remember the compound which is having the high polarizing power gives the complex formation here. Why the d block elements gives the high polarizing power? In the d block element, we have greater charge and smaller atomic size. Greater charge and what? Smaller atomic size. Therefore, it gives the complex formation here. So I have given some examples of the complexes: K3FeCN6, CuNH34SO4. You can take NiCO4. So this is also complex compound. You can see here NiCO4. Here cobalt it is there. Cobalt is also which block element? D block element. Okay. So this D block element is the very important element to give the complex formation here. So this is the second property. So far in today's lecture, we have discussed two properties. One is color property and other one is what? Complex formation. I told you color property of the d block element is because of unpaired electron, and here the complex formation of the d block element because of vacant d orbital, because of greater charge, because of smaller atomic size. These reasons you have to remember. In colored property, we have discussed scandium is colored and copper is colorless. So colored compound that is in the solid or in the solution, it gives the color because of unpaired electron, and copper is colorless because does not have the unpaired electron here. Okay. So these points you are going to remember in the color property. And here in the complex formation for CET, I have told you polarizing power. Higher polarizing power compounds gives the complex formation. Why the higher polarizing power you are going to get for d block element? Smaller atomic size and greater charge here. Okay. So we'll stop here. In the next class, we'll discuss remaining properties.